Hello, welcome to another Jump Off TV debate. We're at Los Polos in Kentish Town today. We have Mim, Snips, Young Kai, Claire Cotty and Tarek from Represent Radio joining us to chop it up. So Drake dropped his new album. If you're reading this, it's too late.
Listen to it and spent $11.99 on it. It's too late.
It's not
It's too late. Why is it too late?
Because your $11.99 is gone and you'll never get that back. And you'll be stuck with a lackluster mixtape.
Do you not believe the hype?
Is that how you feel?
But what if you like the music?
When people buy trainers for £100 and that music will last forever. So you get your money's worth, £11. Some of this music should be costing thousands.
I bought that,
But
and I listened to it.
Was it
think
worth
it's
the
good?
hype?
I think it's good.
really?
I like
For what it is, it's good.
I know.
It's not an album.
Yeah,
Like, it's a throwaway.
No, fuck that.
It's
If you're,
all
selling
tracks that
something,
are-
if you're selling something on iTunes at $11.99 and it's coming out via Cash Money Records, it's an album.
Yeah, but what
I don't
about?
care what
We
you
don't
call
know
it.
what's
So
happening.
you
No,
think
an
that-
album, but it's not his album.
Yeah.
He said my next
Views
album
from the
is Views
Six
from the Six.
is his album, like which is gonna be like Nothing Was the Same and Take Care. This seems like, even for me buying it, is like throwaway tracks that he's had on his.
6 p.m. in New York was incredible.
Yeah,
The rest of the
amazing.
album sounded like one long song that just droned together.
That's purposeful.
And do you know what I have issue with most is the fact that it goes live for download and within 45 minutes people are oh my god, this is a classic. Do you know what a classic
Oh
is?
yeah, of course, that's
Do
bullshit.
you know what a classic is?
Slips, you know
It's
the idiots are coming
ridiculous.
out when it's time to talk
ridiculous.
about hip hop, man. You know that,
Listen,
man.
2 words I don't want to hear from hip hop fans ever anymore. Classic and genius. Those 2 words just need to shut the fuck up because you don't understand what the words mean.
What, you don't think Drake is a hip hop genius?
No.
Oh my god, you can't say that again.
A genius.
A genius. The first guy to really do that melodic thing past no way, I know you're gonna say the guys from the West Coast, what are they called? Bone Thugs and Harmony. But the first guy to actually marry R&B and hip hop together and it be accepted in both worlds. You can listen to it as R&B album or you can listen to it as a hip hop album. When you get somebody like Drake and he comes up with all these melodies and then swings it back into rap and then says things that are relevant to females and males and
Yeah,
then
it's good. It's
creates a
good. I'm not saying
campaign
Drake's not
called
good.
OVO
Listen,
and brings all his
listen,
mates in
listen.
and then brings Canada into a music scene that they never was in. This is a genius.
Listen, I'm not saying he's not good. Drake's very good, yeah? I think this project is really boring, to be honest. But I think Drake overall is a great artist, very good artist. People get my words like mistaken when I talk about Drake. I think him himself, I don't like his character. I think he's a pussy, to be honest. But I understand his I really doubt it.
Do you think this was a contractual obligation?
Yes,
This
Definitely,
100%.
1000% to come out of Cash Money, of course. It's the 4th album. And he had a 4-album deal. And if you listen to the actual body of work, it's not an album. No one here would,
just with a
no
price
one
tag
here
on
would
it.
say it's an album.
It's one long song with 2-second pauses in it.
Yeah, with the greatest record being the last one, number 17, 6 p.m. in New York, hands down.
And to let you know that is Drake always drops at 5 a.m. in Toronto,
Yeah.
at 4 a.m. in
Yeah.
Dallas, and
And
it's
they're
never
all-
on albums.
Yeah.
So the fact that this wasn't an album let you know that it was
Yes.
not an album.
Yes.
And that's why it was a bonus
And the
track.
fact
Just
that it
to
dropped on the
give
same
inklings.
day as
That's
So
why this
Far
guy's a
Gone
genius.
dropped
Clock
as
that.
well.
Not everyone
Genius,
clocked that.
It's
guy is a
creative,
genius.
it's good and it's creative, but we
guy is a
throw
genius.
genius at everything.
No,
Anything
when
that's
you're
good,
consistently-
because things are so non-creative in hip hop. When someone is good and creative at their craft, we suddenly start calling them a genius.
Drake's album is definitely not an album. It's definitely throwaway songs. The first song on that lets you know that it's 6 a.m. in New York. Drake always drops a song called 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. somewhere in the world, and it's never on an album. So that lets you know that the best song or the bonus track on this compilation of music is it's like a clue to let you know that this is not really an album, it's just something that I put together, and the fact that it's being sold and being put as an album lets you know that it's probably just trying to get out of that Cash Money contract.
I don't think this is the way artists will go about like their projects now.
What,
Just
just
dropping
dropping
things
them
out of the blue,
randomly?
It's
yeah.
gonna start a trend, definitely.
Nah, if you haven't got that fan base behind you, you ain't
Yeah,
dropping that.
only for big artists. Like,
Work for D'Angelo.
yeah, D'Angelo, Beyonce,
D'Angelo got a
Drake,
big fan base.
The amount of work
all three of
people
them.
will start
Yeah,
doing
they
it.
was there.
All these people have big fan bases. All them people that started copying Nipsey Hussle and started putting out these albums that cost ridiculous amounts. Not even ridiculous. I believe the music is worth that amount.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I feel like-
But all those people that started doing that, you have to have the fan base behind you to actually do that and still be the same person you are. Nipsey Hussle is saying, I'm going to sell smaller quantities at larger amounts. Works out financially better for him. These other artists are saying, we're going to do this and still sell the same amounts we're doing. It's actually a marketing strategy.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop it randomly, so it goes like this. Oh, if you got it, if you ain't got it, then I need to quickly go and get it. It's a marketing strategy. But as for trend, you be a mediocre rapper and do this kind of stuff, and it won't get to your fans because they need to know you need to be big enough for it to be like, did you hear the new Beyonce album?
Yeah.
If you ain't like that, then you're just killing yourself. Business don't work like that. It only works like for some people.
Yeah.
So it was a good business move.
Of course it is. And it's working. And it's based on music that I know is throwaway music because I listen to Drake albums. The feeling that I get from Take Care and the feeling that I get from Nothing Was the Same is not the feeling I get from this album.
Yeah.
And I know him and 40 would not release this album
as
with
an
that
album.
vibe. And they are saying it's a mixtape in essence.
Yeah, they put
because
it out.
a lot of songs on there have been released and aren't released as singles.
Yes.
So therefore we know.
Yeah.
There's no single off there.
Yeah.
One of the tunes is with Wayne, and it's for Wayne's project. So it's on Wayne's mixtape, I think it is.
Sorry for the wait.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? So we know that this is throwaway music, and it must be to get out of a deal. And there's clear indications of that having the song 6 a.m. in New York, which is the punch at Diddy. Remember Drake? I don't think Drake ever had a diss record on his album.
Punch Your Tiger.
Yeah, he did as well. No, both of them.
Yeah.
If you look at the notes on the release, I don't know if you read it, the one with the same messed up writing. It doesn't mention Birdman, Young Money, or Cash Money, yet he thanks like
Skepta.
Boy Wonder, Skepta, Idonia, everyone across the world. It's clearly coming off the label, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Drake's project was pretty mediocre, to be honest. The normal Twitter suspects were raving like it was a classic. I think we throw around the term classic really easily. The term mixtape is confusing because the definition of mixtape seems to change all the time. Essentially, a mixtape used to be a collection of songs that a DJ would blend together, then it became a promo free product that an artist would put together hosted by a DJ. Now apparently it's an album of mediocre records we consider a mixtape. So if Drake wants to call it a mixtape, it's a mixtape. He's obviously still under contractual obligation to Cash Money, so they're going to push it as an album. He doesn't want his fans thinking it's an album because it's a mediocre effort. Charging $11.99 when you've had no marketing or promo budget is a piss take. But 6 p.m. in New York is an amazing record. The rest of the album pretty much sounds like one long, monotonous, moany song to me.
I also, another thing to mention about the notes is he doesn't call it a mixtape or an album. He says this tape. He mentions it like 2-3 times
This
quite
tape.
specifically, yeah. And I reckon that's to keep both him and the label happy. They want to dress it up as an album so that they can make their money and they can stop the thing. But he's like, I don't
The thing
think
is, he probably wants to dress it as an album as far as the label's concerned, so he can say that my contract is complete, whereas he doesn't want his fans thinking it's an album because he knows it's a mediocre project.
with this new Drake release, he hasn't called it an album, he hasn't called it a mixtape. The label's been very quiet about it. On the album, the release notes, he's called it this tape. He's mentioned it like 2-3 times, this tape. So I reckon that's to create confusion with everyone else. It's only the media companies giving it these labels. The label is going to put it out as if it's an album, that's why they put the price tag on it. He's going to make sure it's remembered only as a mixtape, because although I don't like him as a rapper, I think he's a smart guy, and he knows in 10-15 years, people are going to look at his discography and they're going to judge him on that. And he doesn't want this release to be included in his discography. So he's going to class it as a mixtape, because it is a throwaway piece of work. And yeah, once View from the Six comes out on this next label, it's going to be a massive fresh start for him. Good time for Drake. 10-15 years when people look back at him.
It's mediocre project.
It's got bits and bobs of what we like of Drake,
Yeah.
and it's got these other bits where it's like, that song is the same as this song, the same as this song, the same as this song. It's got loads. What is it?
A lot of it is
whole thing
samey.
sounds the same.
A lot of it is samey.
So are you mad that you bought it then?
No. Why would I be mad? I'll think about something before I buy it.
He's a Drake fan.
And I bought it because I like his music. I will listen to 17 of them tracks. I listened to it on the way here. That's me, innit? I'm 23, I like Drake. Obviously, I paid for the Drake album, and although I don't think it's like a album to an extent which is got Drake's print on, like Nothing Was the Same or Take Care, it was still a good body of work. I think mainly that's a bias because I'm a massive Drake fan, but I definitely agree with the fact that it was done to close the 4-album deal with Cash Money, to allow him to come off of that and put out Views from the Six either on his own imprint or whoever he decides, whether he puts it on Young Money or OVO, was the reasoning behind that. 6 p.m. in New York, one of the best records on there. And yeah, man, Genius was one of the things that Snips and Kai were debating about within there, and I feel hip-hop wise, wholeheartedly. Musically, maybe not there yet, but like he said in the actual album, I've still got a decade in this, so we'll see where he takes it. I'll pay $11.99 for an album.
What is that anyway? That's the bit that I get
It's
upset
music,
about
fam.
with hip
Why
hop.
$11.99?
$11.99 is not expensive when people buy trainers for this X amount of price.
When every other album on iTunes is $7.99.
I'm telling you, why do you think it's priced at that amount? I don't know if the label gets to pick that price or Drake gets to pick
I
that price.
imagine
The label-
Birdman is
the
trying
label picked that price,
Birdman
man.
is thinking,
It's not come down to
this
him.
is the last album in his contract.
Yeah.
We're not
Yeah.
promoing it.
It's not
I need to make as much
$7.99
money
as
back
much
as I
as-
can.
yeah. He's probably gonna leave after
exactly
this.
my point. So I'm just thinking there's always a reason behind that. It's not $11.99 because Drake wants to just whack this out.
And get
There's a
bare
situation
peeps. No.
behind it.
Of course.
Whoever played $11.99, look, he didn't even promote it. So he's just saying, look, if you want to buy it for $11.99, you can. If you don't, you don't. I don't care.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Normally albums, you have to, the issue why I have paying for a lot more for an album where they've done that is because normally when you're selling an album, part of the cost that you're recouping are all the money that you put into promo and marketing campaigns. That's why albums cost as much as they do. If you're putting something out with no promo and no marketing, it should essentially be cheaper than a normal cost of an album because you're actually not having to cater for the budget of promotion and marketing. Like,
I feel a little bit bad saying this, but when I kind of thought that when I heard we were going to be debating this, I was kind of like, I don't know, is it me? Am I too old for this? Like, why is it such a big deal? I mean, personally, I was reflecting more on what Cash Money's next move is, who they're going to get on their books, who's going to be able to deliver in the way that Drake has delivered, and is there an opportunity for some Brits to kind of get snapped up? I don't know, but yeah, it was quite an easy message. Drake wanted out, slapdash. His fans might be a little bit disappointed, but we know that he's going to come back strong at the end of the day. So it's just a small little thing as far as I'm concerned. Keep it moving.
But J. Cole Forest Hill Drives was no promotion and no marketing. But it still went out for $10.99, I think.
I think Drake wanted out of this deal
Was it?
before
yeah, it
this.
was like $8.99.
I think Drake wanted out of this deal
They're
and
pretty much
away
all
from
$7.99 or
I'm going
$8.99.
away from Wayne as well.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants much to do with
Don't wanna
that.
be muddies, does he? He
Now,
wants to be-
now Wayne has gone away and said, you know, I'm leaving. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's his. And look how many. And
It's
look
like
how,
his excuse.
And look how many big ups he done to Wayne in that mixtape. Like Lil Wayne couldn't have found a better successor.
I still find that as being a jab though.
Oh,
Successor, like he's gone, like he's dead.
Yeah.
Nah,
That's what Wayne did to
That,
Jay.
but you have to remember these jabs. Wayne, remember he said, I hope my success doesn't affect our relationship. He said that on first album about Wayne, you know. I hope my success doesn't affect our relationship. It's like say, yo, you know I'm becoming bigger than you. And he's got another one on another tape where he says, I'm just as famous as my mentor.
Yeah.
But he's still a boss, don't get sent for.
Yeah.
You have to see, these are little bits of punches. And it's all in the
Yeah,
fun of
yeah,
hip hop,
of
but they're punches.
But this is
I'm just as
another
famous as my
This
mentor.
is another reason why I don't think Drake is genius, because see, everything he's doing, he's following Jay's blueprint by doing that. 100% following Jay's blueprint.
You have to look at it as that is genius. If you're going to follow someone's blueprint, if you're going to take a lyric from someone, remember Jay took loads of Biggie lyrics. Everyone said, oh, he's a thief, da-da-da-da. Genius.
Why? Because he robbed.
Genius.
Because he was thieving.
Genius. You say it's thieving,
It's
yeah?
not teething.
It's
he was-
referencing.
Yeah, it's reference. This is the thing. When people
And when you
used to
pull a
say he
reference
steals
like
Biggie
that, I can only
lyrics,
do
I'm
that for
like,
Graham. I can't do it for hip hop. When you're a student of hip hop, you can pull them references
Yeah.
for albums on end. You
And
could
the
be like,
thing
yo,
is,
this
most
will
of the
fit
time-
here.
Most of the time, people say, oh, he bites Biggie lyrics. Ask him which Biggie lyrics did he bite. They don't know the lyrics. If you don't know the lyrics, how can you understand the twist on the reference that he's put? Because he always puts a twist on the reference. When I hear people say it, it's like, oh, okay, cool, you've just regurgitated what you've heard other people say because it makes you sound like you know about hip hop.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
No, it's referencing. And do you know, is when you actually rap or you spit or you do grammar or anything and you try to reference, yeah, the baitest thing you can do, yeah, which Drake did do on the last album, is start your lyric with the start of someone else's lyric.
Yeah.
That's easy to do. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I want to go stop that, start that, get that, what? Everyone be like, oh.
Yeah.
But when you start doing more intricate stuff and start saying lyrics that people don't know about now, do you get what I'm saying? You start to get into the mind of someone. So when you listen to somebody like Drake and he says machine gun raps for my niggas at the back, his audience have no idea what that is.
None at all. Even though the fucking name of the song
No,
is
some of
named
them- some of them
Wu-Tang
would.
Forever, they still don't know where that comes
But
from.
that's that's what I find genius about Drake. He's letting you know, I studied this.
Easy,
I'm a
yeah.
student of
Yeah,
this
totally.
hip hop thing. The things that my fans might not know about and which you're calling not fans, I studied this. Do you get what I'm saying? And I'm gonna let you know, like how Jay let you know, I studied that boy Biggie. Because I knew Biggie was the guy. I'm gonna let you know how I studied
Drake
it.
is genius.
That's what I think, personally.